day, everyone. Hello, my name's Janice, and I'm a loneliness expert. And I am also the managing director of It Sucks to Be Lonely Sometimes Limited and the Glamour Club Vintage and Themed events, which were set up to eradicate loneliness in 2018. And I'm absolutely thrilled today to introduce to people who don't know him, but this is Bob Smitherman, who is Worthing's town crier. He's also
yay!
He's also a former borough councillor and a county councillor as well, and also one of the trustees of West Sussex Mines and the co-founder of Worthing Mental Health Awareness Week. So, hello, Bob.
Hello, Janice. Very good. How are you?
I'm good great. I'm great.
Yeah. So you made me sound very grand. I've done lots of things in my life.
You are very grand. That's one thing. If you live in Worthing, you will know Bob because he goes around in his town crier outfit doing marvellous things for the community. So, Bob.
But as I always say, Janice, it's nice to be important, but it's more important to be nice.
Absolutely, Bob. And that brings us to why we're here today, actually, because we're supporting International Leadership Week. So, I mean, in January, I was myself up in Parliament because the British Red Cross, the Astra Foundation, and the Campaign to End Loneliness issued this report, which is loneliness in the workplace. It's a report for the all-party parliamentary group on tackling loneliness and connected communities. So what we're here to talk about, Bob, firstly, I suppose, is what is loneliness, And the report says that it's a disjoint between what you want relationships to be and what they actually are. Now, 1 billion hours is taken every single week at work. And we spend a lot of time at work, and 32% in the report are very senior managers and very senior leaders and senior leaders, Bob. So I wonder if you could just tell us a little bit about your experience, because you're a figurehead in our community and you were a former borough and county councillor yourself. So you're a very senior leader. So I wonder if you could explain to us what it's like being a senior leader and the link to loneliness, because everybody looks at this positional stuff and thinks that their life is sorted, everything is wonderful, it's okay for them, sort of thing. Can you explain from that kind of perspective, please?
Absolutely. I can. I think good leadership is really important. It's about connecting with your workforce in a way which is empowering, so that you can actually have good performance management. So actually you could bring out the best of your staff, so staff don't feel lonely when they're at work. They actually feel they're being productive. They feel they're being supported. And it's really important for leaders and managers to make sure that they really understand their workforce, having regular check-ins with them. If you're a leader, you shouldn't be sitting at home on Zoom like we are today. Actually, you need to be on the work, and Zoom has its place. Don't get us wrong, we're doing that today. But actually, leadership is about getting together with people on a regular basis, regularly checking in, empowering them to be productive, whether that be in the public sector, private sector. I've also worked in the private sector. I ran a catering business for 15 years in the first part of my career, my working life. As well as being a trustee in the charity sector, and I spent 20 years in the local government sector as an elected councillor. So it doesn't matter which sector you're in. Actually, to get the most out of your staff, actually you need to engage with them. You need to be positive, have really good performance management. So actually you can check in with people. So people, if they are feeling lonely, you're spotting it really quickly. And actually you can help and support them and give them the tools they need to bring out the best and be productive in their working lives, really, Janice.
Well, I mean, it's interesting, isn't it? But how do we know, Bob, that somebody is lonely? I know when I worked in the NHS and mental health, when someone was new to the team, they'd actually developed these sort of like passports. It's like an identity passport. And they kind of figured out between all the clinical people, I mean, a lot of work went into it. And it was to, you could read a little bit about that person. People don't always want to reveal everything. They might have had a bad experience with a line manager who hasn't been emphatic or sympathetic to, So I found that as a really useful tool. So what do you reckon, Bob, when you get new managers into roles who don't know very much about their teams? What kind of thing can they do to get to know people?
I thought absolutely. I think it's really important. I think, and in terms of senior leaders, it's really important that we actually know our teams as well. So that actually, if you have got a line manager that perhaps isn't supporting the staff as well as they should be, as a senior leader, actually you should be able to spot that really quickly, and you can only do that by human contact. And obviously Zoom does have its place in that, but actually, thank goodness, obviously we don't live in those worlds now where we were social distancing. Actually, we can get together, speak to people, see people face to face on the shop floor or wherever it is, so that actually you can understand what those people, your staff, are going through. Because we live in a world of AI and Zoom and technology and in the internet and everything else. But I passionately believe it doesn't matter what sector you're in. Actually, that human contact, to be able to see what people are doing, how they're reacting, and whether they're supportive. And it's senior leaders' jobs to actually, if they see that somebody isn't being supported by a line manager, actually it's for that senior leader to say, why is that not working? And actually have that regular communication. Communication is always the key for me, to be able to understand why people's relationships are breaking down in the workplace and people are feeling lonely. So for me, the big one is communication.
Yeah, thanks, Paul. So, I mean, you're really aware and you're fabulous at communication and engagement across, the whole town, also the whole country. You get involved in so many things. But can I ask you, Bob, very senior leaders are the most lonely, 32%. So what's it like being lonely as a senior leader?
I think that's a really
Where
good
do you
question.
go?
Yeah, and I think that's a really interesting question. Where do you go? And again, I live on my own. I'm here on my own. And but actually, I do my best to be really connected with my local community. Whether that be on calls like this on Zoom, whether that be out and about when I'm ringing my bell as town crier, and engaging with the community. So actually, when I do come home and I do kind of unwind, which is often late in the day, but most days, actually I'm not feeling lonely. But one of the things I learned being a trustee of Mind, co-founded Mental Health Awareness Week, we all have mental health. The stigma around associated with mental health is shocking, and actually getting people to talk about, communicate, and understand how people are feeling, how people's mental health is really, really important.
Yeah.
And
Do you have a mentor or anything like that, Bob, or do you talk to people outside of the organisation? Because I've heard people recommend that they couldn't talk to anyone within their own organisation, but they had a mentor outside.
Yeah. I think mentoring, coaching definitely has its place. I've certainly been in a position where I haven't particularly needed a formal mentor in that sense, because I'm well connected to the community. I've got lots of people that I can bounce ideas off, share ideas about. And I think that's really, really important for me. But actually everybody, whoever you are, whether you're the chief executive of a multi-billion, trillion-pound company, or whether you're running your own private sector business like I did down here on the South Coast, actually it doesn't matter. If you're in that sort of position, actually everyone needs somebody to be able to check in with, whether that's a formal mentoring program, whether it's a formal life coach or whatever it might be. Actually, everyone needs someone to check in. I'm very blessed by being, a very visible and vocal presence in the town. Actually, my mentors are the whole community. Just to just to put my town cry regalia on, put my hat on and ring a bell. Actually, I can engage with people instantly. People honk their horn, people come up and chat, and actually, that's a really good way of engaging. Some people might find that a bit weird. Lots of them, we all do things that are a bit strange, but actually, that works for me to be able to look after my mental health. Because back to the point about mental health, we all have mental health.
That's right,
Some
Bob, and
people
it goes from mental health wellness all the way down to severe illness, doesn't it? But to wrap
absolutely.
up, Bob, I did actually go to the Campaign to End Loneliness International Conference it's on the 2nd of February. It was absolutely brilliant, and I got to pose the only question to the United States General Secretary, and I asked, should we be using the word loneliness, because I thought that we should do, but other people were saying that they'd stopped using it. And he said, yeah, absolutely, because if we're going to destigmatize the whole thing, then we have to use the word loneliness, but in context to your audience and appropriately. So there you go. That's a wrap for us, Bob.
Absolutely. Thank you very much. It's great to see you, Janice.
Oh, you too. Can we just both say the saying, Bob, from Dolly Parton?
Of course. Because if you see somebody going around this weekend, wherever you are, without a smile on their face, go and give them yours.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Bob. Thank you.
See you soon.
See you.